life of a cat grooming salon. Lady Frankie is next. She's getting the long hair shampoo package. She's been sitting, getting about 15 minutes of downtime with Fellaway first before we get started. And I'll go get her right now. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. All right. There she is. Lady Frankie. Yeah. Pure Mainecoon cat. What's the first thing you're going to notice when you see a Mainecoon cat for grooming? It's usually how oily and separated their coat is. It's the first thing you're going to notice, right? All right. So let's just... Hi. Are you a lady? She's like, yeah. Wow. That's really cool. All right, let's get this on. She's like, what's that for? It'll make you happy. Yeah. Sort of. Now let's do these nails. She tries to be evasive about it. I got her in a little bit of a hole. Alright, done. Next one. Can you breathe in that? She's like, no, not really. Sometimes these extra smalls are a little bit too small. Sorry. Whoopsies. Her size is probably small, not extra small. Extra small is the normal size for most cats. Unless it's a big swole cat. And you probably want to go to the small instead. Comes in extra small, small, large, and extra large. Alright. You're never going to need the large or extra large for a cat unless you're using it for a body happy hoodie, which is a technique and very effective for helping to work on a squirm cat, right? So when I just can't sit still. So, wow. Alright, so she got a lion cut the last time she was here. And today the owner wants to do just a full coat restoration on her. Keep her coat natural. So I'm going to start with that Le Pouche Detangling spray. And just kind of do a little bit of a prep right before her bath. Basically what I'm doing is I'm looking for landmines. That's what I refer to mats. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Find a dog.
Oh, we got a clown. We got a clown in our live audience here. Right? Well, they do say Mainecoon cats are very dog-like. If you're not used to cats and you don't know what kind of cat to get and you're used to dogs, you get a Mainecoon. Right? They're about as close to a dog cat as you can get, right? You teach them how to fetch, all kinds of tricks that you would normally be able to teach. Actually, you could teach a cat to do any trick, really. But Mainecoons are different. They're just a little different. Just going to do a little soft brush right under here. And clean out her sanitary area and then get her in the tub. Yeah. Start with the safety clipper. It's the one is all. Ready, steady, here we go. Look a hot mess back here. And it's crunchy. Why would it be crunchy? Because I just shaved into dry fecal matter. That's why. there. Alright. Alright, let's get you on your side. I'm going to access her groin area. You're doing it. Okay. Haha. She needs a head to toe degreasing treatment. She's really grimy. And then we're also going to give her a purple shampoo treatment and then a protein treatment. And just truly reset her coat back to absolute beautiful condition again, right? All right, ready? You turn your side, put out this groin area, maybe? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, no, maybe? And do it this way. Good girl. You're a hot mess. She's like, I am not. Yes, you are. Hot mess. Alright, there's no mats. She's just very greasy. So a few back in here.
Stop.
A few back in here.
Being mean.
Waka waka. As you can see, this cat has perfect stress levels. His stress score from 1 to 6 is a 1 right now, which means perfect, right? One to 6 is a scale used by fear-free pet professionals to gauge where the animal's stress levels are. And right now she's at level 1, which is perfection. It doesn't get any better than that. If she were a dog, you'd probably be saying what a beautiful dog she is right now and how sweet she is, you know, if she was here for her grooming. But because it's a cat, and because of your goddamn mindset regarding cat grooming, she's now being tortured. I'm now mean. Do you understand the logic, people? No, I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to that because it is not logical. What you're saying does not make any sense, right? Only in your mind, right? But not in the mind of the owner of this cat or mine, right? Right? So, you've just been muted, bitch. Yeah, good luck with your next live commentary of somebody else's live, right? Good luck with that. What I would suggest is that you go look at a live dog groomer, because dog grooming is acceptable, right? Dog grooming is okay. Cat grooming, no. No one's allowed to groom their cats and do it at low stress levels. Not allowed, people. Cardinal sin, right? All right, you did it. All right, let's do it. Perspective, people. And you don't have any. All right, there you go. The reason you don't have any, because when is the last time you ever saw a cat groomer go live? That's why, because you don't really see this. And because it's new, it's something you're not used to seeing, therefore it is danger. Therefore it is cruel. Therefore it is mean. I can give you a list, a mile long, of accounts that you can go to where you can see and identify and recognize what actual animal torture is,
Should
but
I
it's
come
not,
by 8-week kitten
it's not
brushing
here,
Coney?
buddy. It's not here. All right? Me trying to correct your way of thinking, that's not my job. So just fuck off.
New to a kitten, you are doing well.
All right, lady. Right now we are applying warm heated groomer's goop to this Mainecoon. Why? Because we know Mainecoons respond to anything warm, right? They love warm, anything warm. So heating that groomer's goop, especially on a Mainecoon cat, is going to allow that grooming to go a little bit better for them, right? Knowing what techniques to use for each cat is key if you're going to be offering and advertising cat grooming to the public, right? Wow, wow, wow. Wow. She's going to get a head to toe degrading. She is just oily and separated everywhere. How do we keep her from being so mournful?
Mainecoon, how old to start
well,
brushing her? She is 8 weeks.
We can do a happy hoodie. Size small. Boop. Size small should work a little bit better for her. The extra small was too tight on her. She's got a big skull. She's a big cat. Wow. That's her I'm wet meow, I guess. Her mournful I'm wet meow. I know. We'll probably put her in the temperament box of Mona Lisa. We got a temperament box for this kind of temperament. We call it Mona Lisa. Because the cat has such a mournful meow. Wow. 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 Get that tail done. Good girl. We're going to get that whitening shampoo on standby. She's got a lot of white in her coat, which is turning yellow. So this groomer's goop will actually help to lift the yellowing of the coat. In case you didn't know, just read the packaging. You thought it was just for degreasing. No, it helps to lift the
Cat
yellow.
washing time again.
Helps to lift the yellow and the white of the coat. Again, yep. Why? Because you are in a cat grooming salon where we are sharing a day in the life at a cat grooming salon. And we will be grooming and washing cats all day. Go figure. Keen observation there, waiter. Walter. Keen observation. There we go. You want to do a play-by-play commentary here? Go ahead.
Funny face.
Beats brush. It's going to kind of just separate out that coat, get that product working everywhere. Wow. 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 Lady. What's wrong, lady? What's wrong? You say hi to your peeps? You know you got peeps out there, right? She said, really? There. Right there. They're watching you. She's like, for God's sake. Are you kidding me? No privacy. Well, it's not like you're naked or anything. She's like, that's not the point. Right. Let's get her purple shampoo ready. Wow. 2-minute pre-treatment, people, if you're working with groomers too. And the cat is that oily. I'm just making my purple shampoo. This one is Le Pooch. Pooch Bright it's called. It's an optical brightening shampoo. Alright. Alright. Make sure we have everything we need. We need bubbles. We're going to use the bubbles of this little bubble maker called Daryl. Get him working. I'm just going to shoot those bubbles into my little warm wash there.
Face. Prepare for my painful revenge peeling.
Alright. Ready, steady, here we go. She's like, for what? I'm gonna wash her face. Alright, here we go. Rinse that off. We're gonna put that happy hoodie back on her head as soon as we wash her face. Because as soon as you take that off, she, all of her senses get heightened. Right? And we want her to stay a little bit more relaxed for her grooming. So, as soon as she's done with this, we'll put the happy hoodie back on. Right? Here we go. Waka 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 waka. Yee. Good laddie. Good lassie. Good lassie. Good girl. You're beautiful. She's got all those classic Mainecoon features. Some cats owners call Mainecoons. I call them Mainecoonish. And unless they have the classic features, they're not really a Mainecoon. Right? It's like the garden variety Mainecoon is what I call it, or Mainecoonish. Pretty little baby. Waka waka waka. Wee. Does that feel good? She said it's alright. What do you think she's thinking right now? I think she's doing all of the mathematical equations right now on all of the different ways to leave if she wanted to, right? She's got it all figured out right in there. Does that mean she's going to do it? No. But she's already done the math. Cats are mathematicians, don't you know? Very good at doing math equations. I'm just using a little soft rubber nibby. Do a little scrub-a-dub-dub. 2 cats in the tub. Taking a bath. Be so much fun. Rub-a-dub-dub. 2 cats in a tub. Wah 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 wah. Is that from my singing, or are you trying to sing? Are you trying to sing, or are you complaining about my singing? She's like, what do you think? No. I'd rather not say. Her little mournful meow. Yeah. Good girl. I know, you sound like a moose. You sound like a moose. She's like, what's that? Big, 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 big creature. Like a deer, only bigger. With big horns. Waka 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 waka. There we go. Good girl.
She's so cute.
She's adorbs. You're adorbs. Adorbs. Good girl. Get that happy hoodie back on her head. She didn't do well as soon as I took it off, so let's get that back on. No, 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 no. It's not ready to take a flying leap. You know these Mainecoons can fly, right? My God. Something pretty magical about Mainecoon cats. They can get airborne very easily and quickly. Whee! Waka waka. You did it. You did it. You sound like a moose. She's like, thanks a lot. Alright. Let's find one that fits your head there, sweetie. Here. There we go. Put that on. She does much better when that's on. Alright, let's turn her around. And rinse out all of her burner scoop on her body and her back, legs, and tail. Alright, that's going.
Good girl, white smiling face.
Here we go. Waka waka. You can use this brightening shampoo for any color code, but you're going to see a remarkable difference just with one use on any kind of black or white, right? There we go. How you doing in there, baby? She said, I'm alright. I'm okay. Well, that's good. Gotta get that nice and lathered and clean. There we go. There we go. That part right there is always the dirtiest. Probably because he's a male cat. Just get a nice lather there. Good boy. having a little trouble balancing because his hockey hoodie is on his head. But the alternative, which is to take it off, not pretty for him. Just makes it, or her, sorry, it makes it worse for her if you take it off. So we're going to keep that on. Good girl. Good girl. Thank you, Daryl. Alright, let's try getting this back leg. We're doing our best to lift any of that yellowing in her coat where the white is, right? So we started with the groomer's goop, which will help to lift the yellowing. And then we're following up with some of that ginseng violet, I think it's called ginseng violet, which is what causes that purple, right? And that will optically brighten all of her white. It'll also brighten the black, right? Not every purple shampoo is the same, right? By a long shot. Just because you get a hold of some doesn't mean it's going to be the best one, right? Alright, you need it. Alright, let's get the body going. Whee! Third block. First block is the head, mane, and front legs. Second block, legs, back legs, and tail. Third block, the body itself. Here we go. Good girl. The coat on a Mainecoon cat is a little short on the top and longer on the bottom. What is the best way to clean a shortish hair cat? A glove. There we go. Scrub it up top. 2 kitties in the tub. Whee! We're doing our best to restore her coat. She came in quite oily and whites were yellowing. A little bit of an impacted coat, right? A little bit. This will restore and reset her coat back to pristine condition again, right? Yeah. Waka 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 waka. Wow. Beaks brush is going to help with tangling and pulling out any of that dead undercoat that's trapped. Good girl. Here, you want to turn around? She's like, yeah. I turned her around, which means she can see the escape route. Sometimes that's a little bit too much for a cat. They begin to start trying to leave and they won't stop until you turn them back around where they can't see how to leave anymore. You need it. You need it. We're doing a little bit of a claw action. Just get that real deep clean. You need it. If you don't do this process correctly, you're going to be left with the cat still covered in oil and dander even after you've washed your cat, right? It'll probably confuse you because you're like, I just spent how long to wash my cat and it's still covered in oil and dander? Yeah, well, if you don't understand the process or how to do it, it's not going to work out for you, right? If you're happy with the cat getting a wash but still oily and dander, that's fine. But that's not what I'm getting paid to do, right? I'm getting paid to do this service, so we're going to present back a beautifully clothed, dry, clean cat, right? It'd be the equivalent of somebody gave you the cake you ordered, but all the lettering was misspelled. All the frosting was all smushed up, right? Would you pay for that cake? I don't think so. But yet that's what goes on in the pet industry all the time. All of these cat owners being handed back a misspelled birthday cake with the frosting all smushed up. The cake inside was never properly cooked. You know, it's still all wet and gooey. Yeah, that happens all the time. And do you know why that happens all the time? Because everyone in the pet industry knows that cat owners don't fight back. So you get what you get, and you're going to be happy with it. And you're going to walk away, and you're not going to say a word. You're just going to be grateful that somebody tried to do something with your cat, right? If you were to just have the same expectations that a dog person would have regarding their grooming appointment, if you had those same expectations, that kind of shit would not be going on in the pet industry right now. Cat people have been behaviorally modified. Do not expect too much, right? Oh no, I'm telling you, expect much. Expect the same standards. Expect the same grooming quality. Expect all of that. And expect the goddamn groomer who's advertising cat grooming to have some actual damn training. Expect that. But 90% of the time, no. They never even bothered. Do you think any other business would be able to get away with that shit? No. You ever watch Judge Judy? You know, when someone advertises that they're a roofer, or, hey, I can do that for you. I can build that shed for you. I can put that floor down for you. Do you know who loses every time in the Judge Judy cases? The person who falsely misrepresented their services. Yeah, they lose. In the eyes of the law, they lose. Because what ends up happening is the homeowner has to hire somebody else to fix all the problems that unqualified shed builder created. They did the foundation wrong. It's crooked. There's holes in the roof. They didn't do it right. So now what has to happen? The owner has to hire someone else to then correct what that shithead did. And then hire that new worker to fix and then repair and do it correctly. They then take all of those receipts, they go to small claims court, and they sue the person who was misrepresenting their services. You think that happens to dog groomers who falsely advertise cat grooming? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. But I hope someday that changes, right? And I hope someday that dog groomers think twice before they give their cat clients the shaft, right? And before they start disregarding all of their training, all of their knowledge on how to groom a pet correctly. Apply it to all of their dog clients, but skip it for their cat clients, right? Don't give the same quality. They're all trained to know how to groom and how to groom correctly. There's no difference between what I'm doing with this cat with what I would be doing with a dog grooming client. There's no difference. But yet when you put a cat in front of a dog groomer, unless that cat just sits there like a dog, it's not going to get any of the quality grooming that their dog clients get, right? Because unless that cat exhibits behavior like a dog, they're not interested, right? And you get what you get. You're going to be happy with what you get. Come get your cat. A lot of times,
ready for you to
In
finish.
this area, the mobile groomer, my hands haven't stopped working, have they? My hands haven't stopped working, have they? Are you even paying attention to what's happening here? Right? My fingers will tell me when this coat is ready. You looking at a cat through a screen 1,000 miles away is not going to tell you where this cat's coat is, but my fingertips will. So shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, right? My fingertips, will tell me when that cat is ready, right? That's how that works in this profession. That's how it works. My fingers will let me know. Not you, bitch. You made me lose my thought. What was I talking about? Thanks a lot. I remember. Alright, what's the one thing I'm going to do with a black cat for their final finish? Anyone know? I'm waiting, because all the experts are now watching and commenting. Anyone want to know what's the last step you would do with a cat with a black coat? Anybody at all? Do we have anyone who even knows what the hell cat grooming is, what the processes are? Do you know any of it? Do you know what the next step is? You don't, do you? I'm waiting. There's 100 people here. Who would know the answer to that question? But yet you feel you can just say whatever you want in the comment section, like you know what the hell you're talking about, and you don't, right? Getting tired of these lives already. 2 weeks into these lives, and I'm getting tired already of it. Is there another live streaming format that I could go to? Probably. Don't you worry, I'll find it. What do you see? You see Shuji? He's like, he's cute. Yeah, you like him? He's like, yeah. Alright. Hallelujah. Me. Got it right. Wow. Somebody was paying attention. There's hope for you yet. Ready, steady, up you go. Don't be a flying monkey. Don't be a flying monkey. Alright, right, ready, steady, here we go. All right, here we go. Waka, 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 waka.
Only know from you.
Waka, 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 waka. Waka, 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 waka. Wowza. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Alright, there we go. You did it. You did it. Alright, off you go. You got a crush on Chuchi? Or are you just interested in what he's eating? Look at her. She's like, who is that? Who is that stud? She's looking at my cat. You got a crush on him? Or are you just hungry? She's like, you got food here? Yepper. Alright. Let's wrap her up. How many towel wraps are we going to do on a long-haired cat? Anyone know the answer to that? How many towel wraps? Up we go. Up we go. That's the first one. Right this way. Wow. I'm going to put her in the Caddyshack bag. Because she's in full coat, right? And that's going to be the quickest way to dry her. I also have a dehumidifier in that bathing area. If you put one of those on where you bathe your cats, it's going to help you to get your cat drier faster. Sometimes it can take twice as long to dry. Sometimes it takes twice as long to dry a cat, depending on how much humidity is in that room, right? If you're trying to wash your cat in your bathroom, put the fan on. Try and get a mini dehumidifier going, and that's going to really help. Waka, 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 waka. Yeah, and I'm waiting for you to never come back onto my account. Yeah. Ever. Out of here. Forever and ever. Banished. Banished. Right? You're gonna get fire with fire, people. Expect that. Okay? Expect that. All right, flush your eyes. There you go. You beautiful creature, you. Let's give her a nice blowout of her face and mane. Get that going. There you go. All right. There's not going to be any turn the other cheek on this platform. You will be met with the same goddamn fire that's coming out of your mouth as my response, okay? So expect it. You do it repeatedly, you will be banished. Forever. Forever. All right. Up we go. Whee! Try and put her down off of her legs, right? That way she doesn't try to walk away. Ready, steady, here we go. Whee! Okay. 90% of cats, 90% of cats are not fearful of that She just did a wackadoodle with a dryer that 90% of cats are not fearful of. So, what do you do next? Space heater. There's no sound. That is 100% success rate. Space heater. No sound. She got out of her towel wrap. That's fine. Alright. We're just going to do her face and her mane. Right? Everything else, she's going to get blown out in the Caddyshack bag. But we want this area to be perfectly coiffed. Right? The difference between letting your hair dry naturally versus blowing it out, right? Why? Because I'm getting paid for this service. There is a certain standard and quality that my clients are looking for, and I get paid for that. When you're grooming cats at home, you can groom them however the way you want. Doesn't matter. You skip every step you want, right? You don't have to follow or watch what's going on here on this channel. But just so you know, a grooming like this cat in some grooming salons, you're going to be charged $250. Just saying. That's not what I charge. But this grooming, very easy for someone to charge $200+ just to get this cat groomed, right? For no other reason than it's a cat, right?
She's beautiful. Mainecoon ear tips are so cool.
Yeah. She has no fear of that space heater. No fear whatsoever. As a matter of fact, most Maine
The
Coons
bobcat.
love, love, love heat. They love any kind of heat. She's just sound sensitive. So you got to get yourself heat without sound if you have a sound sensitive cat, right? Well, that's kind of hard to do. So you can work with happy hoodies, right? Oh, we got someone at the door. Double drop off, right? Let's just do a quick comb out and we'll get her in the Caddyshack back, right? Hee. Waka waka. No, 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 no. Yep, the owner is not even supposed to be here right now. So who's going to stop and cater to the person at the door? Not me.
Makes sense.
We're kind of like right in the middle of something here, sweetie. You want to come when it's not your appointment? You can wait.
You mind sharing what kind of space heater that is? Thanks.
I always pick up the Honeywell. I'm always getting the Honeywell ones. And I'm always getting them brand new for about $6
Early client.
at Home Depot, at Goodwill. And the reason why I get them brand new at Goodwill is because most people think getting one of these is going to help save money for heating costs, when in fact it'll make their electric bill go through the roof, right? And so they end up not using it. They only use it like for a month, and so they're always like brand new. Or just go to Home Depot. Alright. Hey, we gotta go. We gotta answer the door. I got a double drop off, so I might as well just do a part 2 on her. Actually, I'll put you all on hold for a little bit. See how long this takes. Be right back. Okay, so we got a dry cat who's sound sensitive, right? So, does that mean the Caddyshack vac is the best option? Probably not. It would get it done really quick. Alright, change of plans. Come here. Come here. Change of plans. Let's do it this way. Alright, in you go. Alright, you gotta be really strategic when it comes to cats, right? Now, there are so many different ways to dry her, right? I have about 13 drying options based on the temperament of the cat. She's sound sensitive, so let's see what happens when I turn the soft box on. We're just going to stand right by her. Hello. Good girl. Okay, so far so good. Yeah. Alright, I'll use that option. I can give you the cheap version. That's a $700 plus dryer box, but I can show you the cheaper version of how to do it. We'll just get a open crate, right? Get an open crate, put the cat in the open crate, and then just park your do-it-yourself stand dryer outside of the open crate. You do it that way. That was 20 bucks. This was $6, this was $12, so $38 total for this drying operation, right? Which will do almost exactly the same thing as that $700 dryer, right? So don't get fooled by the price tag. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's going to be better, right? That didn't last very long. Just gonna break out. You gonna break out? All right.
It's for a cat.
Or work with the natural movement of the cat, you're going to know that if you just open up the cage right in front of that door, they're going to walk right into this area, right? Alright, she said no. She tried to break out. If you allowed her to keep doing what she was doing, all of her nail stops would be bloody, right? So you don't just allow that kind of behavior. You don't just ignore it, right? Because about 30 minutes of that, if not, some cats can get all of their nails bloody in 5 minutes, right? You don't allow a cat to do that, right? And just dismiss it and say, oh, cat's fine. Hopefully she won't do the same thing with this, right? So we're going to start with this. She's processing to see if it's a threat, right? 15 minutes of doing the drying this way, she will have processed that that dryer is not a threat, right? So this is one way to get your cat dry. Good girl. At least she's not trying to break out of the cat carrier, right? Or the crate, right? So that's what I mean by we have 13 different drying options. You want to try and match the drying option to the temperament of the cat. There is no one size fits all when it comes to cats. For anything. For their grooming, for their bath, for their drying. There is no one size fits all. I'm trying to turn it up. Does anyone know why the cone went on the cat's head? You saw how she was trying to break out? She was using her paws. What happens next is the cat starts using their teeth to bite out, to try to get out, right? Cone goes on the head because those canines are going to snap like glass if you allow that cat to bite into a heavy metal cage, right? Not that she would get to that point. You have to try to keep her from getting
little
to
baby.
that. But she's perfectly capable of going to that level, that extreme level. of Manic clawing her way out, trying to bite the cage, right? Cone is on the head to protect her teeth.
Like it can have a calming effect on some cats as well. Is that true?
Yeah.
Heaven love. Since waiting. Red and black heart all caps.
Obviously, this technique takes a lot longer to do, but you're able to keep the cat at low stress levels and not losing their freaking mind, right?
It's fascinating how different techniques fix the needs of each cat. You are absolutely right. I have never seen a dog groomer put that much time into keeping a dog calm, let alone a cat. Love it.
Yeah. There's a lot of temperament boxes. There's 13 separate drying options for a reason, right? This particular temperament, this cat, could go from 1 to 60 in a second. Her kind of temperament could end up, she could end up hurting herself. Not me, not hurting me, she could end up hurting herself, right? So you kind of have to keep, as some people call it, you keep it in the Pandora's box. You keep that ability to keep it in the box, right? You don't let it get out of control.
I admire you for this.
Right? You don't want it to get out of control. You have to keep it. You're constantly, like if you ever work with Reiki or energy work, Tai Chi, it's all about learning how to control the energy. So every animal has a force field. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing Reiki or Tai Chi on an animal. But if you apply the same concept, you're trying to keep that energy from getting out of control. You're just kind of shaping it, right? And of course, she's not on any kind of a pre-treatment. If she was on gabapentin, we wouldn't be dancing and hopping through hoops to try to get her done. You just have the owner give her the proper pre-treatment of gabapentin, and she would just fly through her grooming, right? We'd be able to do the Caddyshack back. We'd be able to blow her out. We'd be able to do all kinds of things with her. But because she's not on any kind of a pre-treatment, yeah, this is what she gets. I'm going to take her out, and the only option I have is that space heater.
Yes. Everything has energy.
Yeah.
People seem to forget that.
Working with animals is energy work. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Ding, 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 ding. When you're working with an open crate, 2 doors is better than 1. Hello. Over here. Over here. Let's get this going. Get a nice calm out. Hello. Oh, you got your foot out. You're not, lady is not stupid. That way. Yeah. She is. By no means stupid. Come on. Ouch. Want this way? This door? You want to go out this door? You want this door? She's like, yeah. Come on. Let's do it. No wackadoodle. Here we go. Alright, so the space heater is on. She's already processed that. It's not going to hurt her. It's not going to scare her. She knows it's not a threat.
That glass is half full. If one door closes, a new door opens.
Remember what I was saying? If you allow the cat to, yes, if you allow the cat to do that, either in the drying box or in that metal crate, they could end up bleeding, all of their nails bleeding. We got one. So let's fix that. Let's fix it. She's got to get her mane dry anyway, so she's just sitting with the mane. She's got a bloody dew claw. I don't know how many other nails are that way, but we kind of stopped it as soon as it was happening. Okay, good. The nail's still there. Great. You really did a number, didn't you? That's just great. Did I do it to her? No. Did she do it to herself? Yeah. Did I know that she could hurt herself and redirect and go to a different technique? Yeah. But I guess not.
Oh dear. Can't catch them all. I would have faulted you for that if she was mine.
You would have what? I would have faulted you for that if she was mine. Okay. Well, there's a
Fault
reason.
you.
There's a reason why we go live. It's also to show and demonstrate what's happening with the cat, right? So there's no question as to what's happening or what happened, right? A lot of salons will have like a CC camera as well, which comes in very handy for both sides. Okay. It's the worst nail injury I've ever seen. The nail is still there, but it's the worst I've ever seen. Why? Because she's perfectly capable of causing herself tremendous damage when in a state of manic panic, right? Waka. Here we go. You need it. Let's get her off her feet so she's not walking away. Good girl. Good girl. You did it. Good girl. Good girl. Happy, hoodie? Will that help or make it worse? No. I can't just blast her. She'll lose her freaking mind. Even with the happy hoodies on, she'll lose her mind. So let's just get that on. Alright, we're doing it. She's assuming the position, she's trusting the process because that's not a threat.
Dang. Her coat is beautiful.
Yeah, I would love to fluff it out though. Sure would be nice. Right? Does anyone know what the proper pre-treatment of gabapentin would be if you were trying to help pre-treat this cat for...
You have a cat sanctuary.
Yes. Who recognized that? We got a smart student here. We got someone who has an eagle eye. Interesting. Yeah, well, normally she gets a quick line cut. Today the owner put a spanner in the works and said, no, I think I want to do a full long hair shampoo package. And
Don't.
what
I'm
that
interested to know.
what that ended up doing was her issues were started surfacing that she didn't surface for her line cut. So these are all new grooming notes for her, right? The fact that she's terrified of a blowout dryer. because she didn't need one, because the last time she was here she had a line cut. You don't have to use a velocity dryer to blow out a line cut cat, right? In a lot of cases. So it just never surfaced. So now we're surprise, surprise, surprise with this little one regarding her issues. If she's not pre-treated, the grooming just takes longer. So as a cat groomer, I could say to the owner, yeah, I don't mind working with your cat and taking it one step at a time. The longer the grooming takes, the more money you're going to be paying me, right? Or you go to your vet and you get the $2 capsules of GABA. You're going to need 2 of them. It'll cost you $5. And you give that to your cat. And then I charge you the normal price. So it's like giving the owner an option of which way she wants to go, right? A lot of owners want to pay more money. A lot of owners would rather just give the gabapentin. Everybody's different. There's not one size fits all, right? So options are great when it comes to cats. Options are great when you're working with cat owners and their cats. And for some people, money is just not even an option, right? They would rather not medicate their cat, and even though it's not a sedative, they would rather not medicate and just have you and just spend more money, right? And make a longer groom time, right? Which is fine, as long as the cat is kept at low stress levels, right? This cat is kept at low stress levels. Working with this cat, even though we're going past the normal grooming time, that's fine, because she's at low stress levels, right? A lot of the teachings that you hear get twisted, and it's up to you to unravel and make it make sense, right? Half of what's being taught out there, right?
That's crazy. Makes it tougher for you. I'm of the mind that whatever is easier for my cat and my groomer.
This is easy. There's nothing hard about working within the temperament of the cat and taking more time to groom the cat. That does not make it harder, right? It doesn't make it harder, right? And what does it matter to me? As long as I'm getting paid for my services, right? Doesn't matter. The bottom line is the cat will be groomed at low stress levels. Whether it's done quickly with gabapentin or done slowly within the temperament of the cat using a dryer that the cat accepts, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is that the cat was groomed at low stress levels, right? That's the bottom line. She just never asked for this service request before because she's always gotten a lion cut. So these are all new grooming notes that surfaced with her. Capiche? Things that were not ever on her grooming note before. And then we'll probably put her back in the dryer box because she's gotten used to the sound of that do-it-yourself.
I was just talking about helping you out to keep the cat at a 1.
Huh? Yeah, this is a 1. Mimi, you're turning into like a pretty incredible student there. You're very smart. Or at least you seem to pay attention to what it is that you're watching, right? Do you have a photogenic memory? Or you just be smart that way? Alright, chillax. Let's try and fix her paw. did it. Good girl. Alright, let's take that off. You did it. Good girl. No. Nope. Waka waka. She's like, I'm just gonna skid over here. Go ahead. She might be more accepting of this dryer box now that she's been in the cage. She might think this is a much better option than sitting in that open cage, right? So let's see what she does.
I try to watch and listen before I talk, but I'm not 100% successful, but I really do try.
Well, me, you're very, what's the
Cool.
word? You're a very good listener, I guess. A very good student. You probably got straight A's in school, right? Bet you did. I've never had anyone who watches my lives be this quick and is able to retain. I mean, I only just started going live on this app 2 weeks ago. How the hell do you know all of this? You must have a photogenic memory, which is pretty cool. Alright, so sometimes when you introduce certain things to a cat, she said no to that dryer box before. And then we put her in the open cage. She sat in there for 15 minutes. We're going to put her back into that open soft box because she has experienced what some other of the drying options are. She might now realize that that's not a bad option, right? So it's all about working with what's happening in the brain of the cat, right? Sometimes you circle back. So you introduce one technique, they say nope, you introduce other things and then circle back and go back to that technique. So before she said nope, now she's like, this ain't so bad, right? See what's happening?
Straight A's.
Yeah.
What videos on my time? That helps. You are a good teacher.
No.
Me too.
Thank you. Thank you, Mimi. You say so.
Watch.
Alright. She's doing great. I'm going to call the owner now. Alright. We're there. We're done. Alright, I have a poll. If she were your cat, would you rather pay more money and have a groomer work within the temperament of your cat's issues, special needs, and keep her at low stress levels? Or would you prefer to ask your vet for GABA, pre-treat her correctly for manic panic, and then just groom her the normal way? Which way would you go with if this was your cat's grooming? More time, pay more money to the groomer, but keep your cat at low stress levels the entire time? Or pre-treat with GABA correctly, which then blocks the fight or flight signal, which means that signal never
Absolutely.
goes through.
Whatever my groomer suggests.
No, you need to intervene and do what's best for your cat. Not every groomer is going to know what's best for your cat. They know what's best for them. Most groomers know what's best for them. But you need to be able to intervene and know what's best for your cat and be able to make the right decisions for what would be best for your cat. In her case, I don't know. If she were my cat, and I didn't have the option of being able to watch a live stream, I would be pre-treating her with GABA. Because that's like insurance, right? GABA is like insurance to ensure that my cat is not going to lose her marbles, because the way that the GABA works is it literally blocks the fight or flight
Very
signal,
true.
right?
Low stress, more money.
Well, you're paying for the time. It takes more time, so you're paying for the time, right?
Read.
Anyway,
Like this.
She's doing great. All right, we're gonna jump. Thanks for joining us. It was nice talking with you, Mimi. Thank you for being a part of this live. I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much. We're gonna jump. We're gonna post this video as we do with all of our videos. And thanks again for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.